Hello students, hope you're all doing good and you're all staying fine. I'm so happy that I can meet you all through another informative video. In this video, I'm going to share with you yet another important option available in Microsoft Word, and that is inserting a table. Now let's move into the video. In today's session, we will be looking into how to insert a table in Microsoft Word. Now, I need every one of you to consider how will you draw a timetable in a sheet of paper. Normally, what we will do, we will take all the days, the Monday, Tuesday, everything to the left of the page. And the class hours, we will take it to the top of the page. Then, using our scale, we used to draw horizontal lines, okay, that is from left to right, and then the vertical lines, that is from top to bottom. The point at which these two lines meet, we will get small boxes, isn't it so? In that particular boxes, we used to write our subject. Have you ever thought why we are doing so? The reason is very simple. What is the reason? It looks neat. You can easily identify on what day and in what hour what is the subject we will learn. Isn't it so? That is the purpose of a table. Similarly, to draw such tables in Microsoft Word without a pencil and scale, we are going for the table option found under the Insert tab. Hope you are clear with, right? Now let's see with an example. How will you insert a table? There are about 3 options available in Microsoft Word to create a table. Okay, for that initially you have to go to the Insert tab, and under the tables category you can find the table option. Just click the drop down button, you will get the Insert menu. Okay, from which you can see the first section, it gives the layout of the table. It is a combination of rows and columns. Now, if you need 5 rows and 5 columns in your table, as you know that table is a combination of row and column. What is a row? Row moves from left to right. They are the horizontal lines, whereas column moves from top to bottom. They are the vertical lines. Okay, so if you are very sure how many rows and columns you need, you can just keep your cursor over here and you can select. If I need 5 rows and I need 5 columns, okay, I have selected and just click it. Now there is also another option. Now if you are going to select through the layout, you can see that it is limited. You can have only 10 columns and you have about 8 rows. Okay, no, I need more than 10 columns and 8 rows. Then there is an option. Under here you can see you have an insert table option. Just click that option and then give the number of columns and rows you need. But a simple suggestion is, do not go for too much of rows and columns in the first stage of inserting a table, because what happens is all these rows and columns, it will get fixed, right? So if you want to make any changes in the size of the column, etc., it will be little tough. Okay, so I always suggest for smaller number of columns and rows, and then you can add based on the options available in Word. Now you can see in the title bar, immediately when we insert a table, we will get the table tools option. Okay, now what are the options available under it? There are 2 different tabs. One is the design tab and the other is the layout tab. We will discuss about what are the options available under this little later. Now let me tell you the third way of inserting a table. Now I am going back to the Insert tab. Under the table menu, you can see Draw Table. Even you can just click the Draw Table and fix the location where you have to draw, and then you can draw the table. I'll show you again. Go to the Insert tab. Under Table, select Draw Table. You will get a pencil-like icon. Okay. Now just drag the size of the table you need, and then finish it. You can even draw rows and columns. So this is how you are going to create table. Here I have drawn only the row. If you want, I can draw the column. See here. This can also be done. And all these lines will be straight lines. So using this also you can create your timetable. After completing the number of rows and columns you need, you just click there and the table will get ready. So you can draw a table. Similarly, you can also insert a table. There are also built-in tables available in Microsoft Word, like calendar-like structure. I'll show you. Here I'm going to the Insert tab, and you can see Quick Tables. Here you have so many built-in options. You can select whatever options you are interested in, and the same layout you will get in your page. Okay, right now we are not moving into it. Let's now talk about the design tab options and layout options. Okay, so that what I'm doing is, initially I'm deleting this table. I'll show you from deleting the table. Just click the table, go to the layout tab. There under rows and columns you can see a delete icon. Just click there. You have delete cells. What is a cell? This is what, as I told before, the combination of row and column, you call it as the cell. This is the intersection of the row and the column. So this is what you call it as the small boxes, you call it as the cell. This is what you call it as a cell. Okay, so again I'm selecting it. I'm going to the delete tab and I'm pressing delete table. That's the entire table will get deleted. Right? Now in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the monthly expenditure of 3 different families. Here you can see that I have entered all the family names, family 1, family 2 and family 3. Now these 2 rows are X's. So what I can do, I can delete it. How I have to delete? I have to go to delete option under rows and columns, then select delete rows. Okay. Now remember that whenever you're deleting a row or column or a table itself, your cursor position should be in the exact place or in the exact row or column. Whatever you're going to delete, your cursor position should be there. Right? Now here again, I am going for deleting the rows. See here. Otherwise, you can select both these rows and then go for deleting. See here. Right? If you are going to give delete rows, these 2 rows together it will get deleted. Right now I am not going to do it. Now I have to give a column heading. Now what is a column heading? What are the different areas in which the family used to spend? Right? So here what I am going to do is I am going to insert a row above. Okay. So for that, under the rows and column option in the layout tab, you have insert above. Remember, in order to insert rows, you have to go for insert above or insert below. And in order to extend the column or reduce the number of columns, you have to go for insert left and insert right. Okay, right, you have to remember in reverse. Now insert above. So here I have got a column and here I am going to write it for food. How much they are going to spend. Okay, and I am going to make it as in rupees. Rupees, you know, these days they use different symbols. So where I can insert, now that too is available under the insert option. Now here under the symbol section you have symbol as well as equation. Under equations you can see many number of mathematical equations. Even if you want to enter new equations, as we need rupee symbol, I am going to the symbol option here. You can see these are some of the recent symbols which I used. So here itself you can see the rupees option. Otherwise, you can go to more symbols. There are many number of symbols and from that you can select. These are the currency symbols, right? There only our rupees is available. Okay. Similarly, you can select different options based on which you can select whatever symbol you need. So here, as I told you, I am going with rupees. Okay. So where is a, just here it is recently used symbol and give insert. And close it. 2 times it would have inserted. See here, wherever your cursor position was, it has got inserted in that particular position. So I'm just closing the bracket. Now, food. Then what are the other expenses usually people spend for? Their rent. Then for groceries. Right. Then for education, very important. Education. Now I need 2 more columns to get added. What I have to do, I can go to the layout tab. There you can see insert left and right. I am going to the right now because that to the right of education. I have added 2 columns using that particular option. Okay, and I am making it as one is miscellaneous, or I'll go for clothing, and the other is miscellaneous. You can see based on the font size, the table is aligning itself. This is the reason why I suggested that initially you can select the number of columns and rows little less, okay, than your requirement. Then after making all these alignments, you can insert new columns and new rows, and it is easy to do. Now here you can see I want to extend it. So what I have to do is, here are some margins. This is what we call it as margins. These margins helps you to move the table column. And here you can see this is what some of the margins which help you to move the row. Okay. So when you keep your cursor near to this, you will see this elongated double arrowhead marks. Okay. Just hold it. See here. And then drag. You can find here I have done with all the columns. Okay. Similarly, you can do for the rows also. Right. Now, this is how you can do manual setup. Also, the same change, you can use the height and width, and you can adjust the height and width of the whole table. Okay. Even this particular, you can see a small mark over here, square mark. Right. When you keep your cursor near to it, you will see again a diagonal double-headed arrow. If you want to elongate the height of the table, you can do it. See here. Right. Accordingly, the row width also will increase. Okay. Column width and row height will also increase. Okay. So I have used the margins and I have made all the changes what I have to do in the table. I have even entered the values. Okay. The amount spent by each of the family in different categories. So our table is now looking perfect. Now I have to make little more changes. I have to change the style of the table. Then you have to go to the design tab. Now in the design tab, there are quite different number of styles available. They are all inbuilt styles. Whatever styles you prefer, you can choose. Accordingly, what happens there, the changes will occur in the table also. Okay. If I am going for a blue, okay. See here. So accordingly the changes have happened. I have selected this particular table. There may be slight changes in the font. If you want, you can make a change. Just click the font and then go to the home button and just give a decrease. It will get fitted. Right? If I am not happy with the style, I can go for plain tables. That can also be done. The similar style which we have selected initially. Right? Both rows and columns you need a differentiation, that can also be done. Okay, so this is how you can make modifications in the table. Okay, here I am selecting a simple style. Now you can see here there is a table style options under the design tab where it shows banded rows. Now this is what you call it as the banded rows. The rows alone, the alternative rows, they have a band. Okay, block. That is what, if you doesn't want to, just click it and it will disappear. Similarly, you can see there is no format applied here. Whatever format the table style has, it has been applied here. But I doesn't want all those formattings. I want this row to look like the other rows. Then what I have to do? Remove the check mark from the header row. You can see now it is also considered as a part of the other rows. It is no longer considered as a header row. Okay, I am checking it again. Now, if you have a total column, if you are going to insert a total column here, then what happens, and you want that total column to get highlighted, then you have to go for choosing this. Now, what does this option does? Whatever is the last row of the table, it gives a special formatting. Here what it does, it will give a special format to the family tree. Because that is what the last row of this particular table. Okay, I'll show you. See here, can you see the change? Right? It is similar to that of how we saw total for each column. Okay, right? I am removing it. Similarly, if you want to make a change in the last column, you want banded columns, The alternative columns are banded. See here, the first, third and the fifth column is being banded. Okay, I don't want all these things, just remove it. You doesn't want even the style itself. As I told you, there is an option here under the design tab which you call it as clear option. If you give the clear option, whatever default settings you were having in your table, it will get removed. Okay, right now I have not selected the clear option. Okay, now we will go back to the design tab. Now there is you can also give borders to the table. You can provide some colors if you want, but you have to remember, if you want to give colors to the entire table, you have to select the entire table. Right now you can see whatever changes I am doing this, it is happening only in the third column. Okay, so that you have to take it into consideration. Okay, now even manually you can erase. You can choose an eraser. I doesn't want this particular part, just see here, I'll show you. Right, wait. See here, this is how you can select a section and it will using eraser and it will get erased from the table, manual eraser. I'm undoing the previous action. Okay, you will get the column back. Right, now these are the tools which are available under the design tab. Now layout tab, already we have talked about how to delete, insert, all these things, right? And here the height and width, you can make changes. Similarly, if your table is extending quite lengthier, then you can go for auto fit to the contents, right? Or auto fit, you can see it has been now reduced or fit to the contents of the table. No gap is given. You wanted to give auto fit to the window, that can also be done. Okay. Similarly, when you want equal spacing, already as we have applied style, it is having equal spacing. If you want spacing to be proper between the cells, then you can go for distribute rows and columns. That can also be done, right? Now here is the alignment of the cell. Okay, alignment of the text or the numbers that you have entered inside the cell. For example, it is I am choosing the table. You can see how it is aligned. The text and the values are aligned to the top left. If I wanted to be in the center, left center, then I can click go for here. I'll reselect it. I'll show you. See here. I'm going for center. This is the cell. This is the top left center. I want it to be in the middle and in the center position. Just select this. Okay, as I have selected only the single cell, it is showing the change. If I am going to select the entire table, it is applied to the entire table. Okay, so that even if you have to make changes in the direction of the text, that can also be done. Okay, so these are some of the options available. I'll show it another option. When I'm placing my cursor in the first row of this particular table, this is the first row. When you are selecting this, you can see under the data you have an option called as repeat header rows. That means if your table is going to extend to the next page, then this particular, this is what you call it as the header of the table, because it is having the headings, isn't it so? So this header will repeat. You doesn't want to do it manually. The same header you will find it in the next page also when the table is going to get extended. Okay, so these are the options, table tools options available under the design tab as well as the layout tab. I'll show you yet another option which will be really helpful for us. If I am going to insert another row, I said either you can go under rows and columns, otherwise keeping your cursor in the last column, what you have to do is last row, last column, just press the tab. You can see immediately you will get another column. Here what I am going to do is I am going to find the total. What is the cumulative expenditure of all these three families towards rent? So what I am doing is I am placing my cursor over here and I am calculating it. If you want, you can use a calculator and you can do it. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, here I have my calculator. So 2500 plus 2800 plus 3,500 for the 3 families towards food. So it is 8,800. I am entering it, 8,800. Here I have find the remaining total also. Now you can find the change. I'll go to the design tab and I'm giving total row. See here, there is a modification on the end row of this particular table. Okay, if I want to insert another row above this, and that should be the title row. See how I am doing it. Right now I am placing my cursor here. I am going to the layout and I am inserting rows above. Okay, it is done. But I doesn't want all these split ups. I just wanted to be a single title. What I wanted, monthly expenditure. So what I have to do is select all the places, or sorry, all the cells. Okay, then go for merge cells. Can you see the change now? Now you can type what monthly expenditure. Okay, so through this way you can give a title to your table also. And if you want to change the alignment, go to the alignment section. You want to increase the font, you can do it. All this it can be done. Okay, are you clear with now? Our table looks little neat, isn't it so? So this is how we can create a table using Microsoft Word. Similar to the merging of cells, we can also split cells. For example, here what I need is, I need to represent the school education and column education. So what I can do is, I can go under the layout of the merged category. There is split cells. Okay, now choose that. It will ask you number of columns and number of rows. Here I need 2 rows and 1 column. So what I am going to do is, just select it as 1 column and 2 rows. Can you see the split here? Right, again you want to split here, then go for split cells. Now you need 2 columns and 1 row. So give OK. See here, I have made it a school education and college education. So this is how you can make changes in the table as you wish, using design tab as well as the layout tab. All the options under it we have checked it, and hope you have got a clear understanding on how to generate tables in Microsoft Word. Just like to share you that when we are talking about banded columns and banded rows, while if you are choosing banded columns, then banded column starts from the second column, not the first column. The first column is not banded. You can see here the second column, fourth column, that is how alternative columns get banded. Okay, and in this is total row. Somewhere before I told it as total column. It is not the column, total row. Okay, right. Create your own tables, and if you find any difficulty in creating, just share with me so that I can help you to create better tables. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching.